Hey guys, it's John. Welcome back to another ghost debunking reaction video. Last time we checked out a channel called Bizarre Bub, and today we're going to be looking at another one of his videos. This one starring Jeffrey the Clown Doll. Don't watch alone.
On April 16 of 2023, at around 12 a.m., a man named Jacob wakes up to a strange noise outside his room. Trembling with fear, he gets out of bed and encounters something that leaves him extremely unnerved.
Okay, first of all, what haunted house are you living in? Look at this paint job. What, you live here? What's with this wall? My man's living in the PT house right now.
A man named Jacob wakes up to a strange noise outside his room. Trembling with fear.
Can I just say also, I've woken up to bumps in the night and sounds outside my room, and I do not tremble with fear. There was, we're getting ready for our baby shower, right? And so we've got balloons everywhere. So in the middle of the night, I heard a balloon pop, like in the dining room. And I woke up and I was just like, what the fuck was that? And then I immediately was like, oh, it's probably balloon popping. And I went out there and that's what it was. I wasn't like trembling with fear. I didn't, let me just grab the doorknob and
Now, not too long ago, I featured a video
Okay, I take it back. This house is awesome. Look at this. This house is cool.
from Jacob, who you may remember as the man who inherited an old house and a creepy clown doll that both belonged to his grandmother.
Wait, there's like backstory and lore here. And second of all, fuck this. Okay, no, I like my mind is just caught up to what I was seeing. No. So okay, so Jacob's a character from a previous video who inherited an old house and a clown doll.
The clown doll, known as Jeffrey, scares him.
But he refuses to get rid of it. The clown doll scares the shit out of him, but he chooses to live in fear. To make viral video content, perhaps.
Because of this, he keeps Jeffrey locked up in a separate room away from him. But then one night, something happens that spooks Jacob out of his mind.
Sorry, I know I've paused it like 8 times in 30 seconds, but I just have so much to say. I know I've gone on record before saying, you know, I don't believe in ghosts, but you know, I can accept that there's something paranormal, supernatural that could happen. I think it's more of like non-linear time intersection, things like that people see. But any of this doll shit, I'm just throw it away.
It's close to midnight when a loud bang wakes him up. He hears a couple more noises before suddenly realizing that the sounds are coming from the room next to his, where the clown doll was put. What happens next scares the living daylights out of him.
I can't wait to see. So he was recording before the thump, or was that the second thump? Dude, paint the walls or something. Have some self-respect. Paint's not that expensive. Just paint the walls white. Come on, who can stand to look at this? You look like you live in a horror game. Another thump. So let me get this straight. You're scared of the clown doll and you put it right next to where you sleep? And not at the bottom of a dumpster? At least you turn on the light. This place is in bad need of a paint job. Damn, look at this. I'll do it for free, just so I don't have to look at it anymore. Why would you open it a crack? Open it all the way. Okay, you turned around, so is Jeffrey going to be in a different position when you turn back? Is he going to be looking at the door when you turn back? Dude, this looks like a haunted house. I just can't get over the fact that you live here. Yeah, it's exactly what I said. And this always happens with these videos. They're just like, I'm keeping an eye on it. I won't look up for even a second. And then they turn around for like 45 straight seconds because they heard like a thump. And they turn to give their friend enough time to like, I'll reposition the doll and I'll get the door ready and I'll just have it slowly open, so that they can have time to set up the scene.
He looks nervously down the staircase when suddenly the sound of footsteps going up the stairs is heard. Yet, as he looks closely, no one appears to be there. He then quickly turns around to see the door opening slowly, showing Jeffrey, whose head is now in a different position. Initially seen facing the wall, the clown is now staring at the door. Jacob quickly ends the video here and locks himself in his room until the following morning. After this night, he was absolutely certain that Jeffrey was haunted. Afraid it might happen again or something worse may occur, he decides to move Jeffrey into the basement.
Wait, throw Jeffrey into the city dump!
You know, I think I'm definitely going to be moving Jeffrey. Like, with whatever happened last night, I don't want him near me.
Well, if you want to get him as far away from you as possible, throw him in the back of the sedan and take him on a little trip to Dumpsville. Take him to the crematorium. What is going on here?
I'm going to be putting him in the basement, so I'm going to follow up. This is the results so far.
I'm going to put him in the creepiest room in the entire house, the basement.
For now. But I think I'm going to put a camera here. Jeffrey's still here, so we're going to see if there's anything I miss.
Now, unlike before, Jacob will keep an eye on Jeffrey by placing a security camera in front of him. If anything happens, he'll be notified immediately via a notification sent by the camera. Fast forward to a few nights later, and he's notified of movement inside the basement. He checks the camera's live feed and sees that the camera is moving side to side. Now, this didn't alarm him, as he forgot that the heater on which the camera was placed on top has a timer that turns it on and makes it oscillate.
What is this?
The heater had simply turned on during this time.
What is this, like, 1985 camera that he's got? So it's gonna move so that Jeffrey's out of frame, and then it's gonna move back. Is it really automatically moving? I like the fisheye effect. That was kind of cool, actually. I liked that. Oh no, I can't see anything. I wonder if when the light turns back on, we'll see something different.
Not much else happens after this, but everything that happened before was enough for Jacob to decide that Jeffrey should remain locked up in the basement. Jeffrey continues to be recorded in case he moves again. For
Why?
now, no further
Why
updates have
bother?
been posted by Jacob. But until then, this video remains a mystery.
I mean, I know I keep repeating myself. Soak the guy in gasoline and then light a match. I don't know what's stopping you. It's like what I said previously about like all these ghost hunters and paranormal guys. It's like they have these awful encounters, right? And then they're so traumatized by it. They're like, oh, I can't believe, oh, I gotta get out of here now. Go home and see my family. I value my life now. And then the next day, they're just like, we're here in the most haunted place in North America, the Chicago Asylum. It's been abandoned since 1816. And it's like, okay, well, clearly you're not that traumatized by it. It's the same thing here. It's like, why don't you just get rid of it then? I don't get it.
This next video comes from a man whose entire home is filled with Bibles and other religious artifacts.
That's the scariest thing I've heard all day.
If he's not praying, then he's most likely sitting at his piano playing a song with verses from the Bible. Pretty much everything he has or does in this apartment is based on something religious. Now you might be thinking that this man is simply devoted to his religion. While that's partly true, the main reason as to why he prays a lot has to do with something completely different. As it turns out, this man has been experiencing strange happenings in his home. Ever since visiting his father's gravesite at the cemetery, he can't shake the feeling that something has followed him home. Whatever it might be, he's deeply afraid of it. For this reason, he's been praying and singing religious songs more so than usual as an attempt to get rid of the evil entity that now lives in his home. One day, while taking a nap, he wakes up to a loud noise in the living room. He grabs his phone and records this.
Okay, before we watch the footage, I might have a different take on this one, assuming that we don't see something like super obviously fake.
Estoy tratando de dormir, pero acabo de escuchar un golpe duro por allá en la sala, entonces decidí grabar porque hace días que se viene presentando cosas extrañas en el apartamento. Son las 4:13 minutos de la tarde, entonces.
That fan is powerful. Did you hear that? Sounds like the guy's outside in the middle of a storm.
Están sucediendo como cosas raras. Entonces.
Wait, did you say it's 4:15 a.m.?
Oh. Comedor. Miren, es en el comedor. Tengo las ventanas cerradas, miren. Nada. Esto viene sucediendo hace como una semana ya. Pues la verdad se me hace muy extraño. Se me hace muy extraño que estén pasando cosas así.
Feeling slightly unnerved, the man sees a set of eating utensils.
A pack of plastic spoons. Wait, what happened to all the crosses? Instead, we got the Matrix poster. That's not going to keep the demons out. Instead, they're going to be like, a secular movie. Now we can come right in.
A few days after this occurrence, the man uploads a video in which he appears to be deeply distressed.
Was that supposed to be him, like, waking up? It won't leave me alone. Why are we so focused on the time? Why are we zooming in on the clocks? Also, why do you have two different clocks? I guess like maybe if the power gets cut and you lose the digital time, then you still have the analog time. I don't know. Okay, we gotta know that it's 1:45 p.m. Okay, got it. Do you not have a door? You have a curtain up. I didn't notice that before. If you've been dealing with this for days and you've got the subtitle like it won't leave me alone, like you're sick of it, then I would imagine like I would start charging out into these rooms yelling and stuff like that. It's too bad that we couldn't see the piano while the note was being played. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. I think if the crosses and the worship songs aren't doing it, then
En el nombre de Jesús ordeno que te vayas.
Then this isn't either. Well, okay. First of all, point given for we can see the piano while it's being played, but it's a keyboard, which means that it doesn't have to have the key depressed to make the note sound.
Ordeno que te vas en el nombre de Jesús.
Say it with conviction, man. The demon's not taking you seriously, clearly. Why are we looking away from the keyboard? That's where all the Okay, I saw it. It did move. Here's the thing that gets me about this. There's nothing that jumps out to me as just like, I mean, except for like the normal, like, it's fishing line, right? As like, oh, this is how they did it, right? But the thing, there's always something that happens just before these that I'm always like, now why would you do that, right? And in this case, like he's concentrating on the keyboard, and then he looks away from it. This happens in so many of these videos. They look away from it, and then they look back, and then it happens. It's like a pattern I see so many times. It's one of those things that you could do to obscure a cut. You could use it to obscure, like, someone doing something that you temporarily need the people watching to not see. But I will say also, I don't know what type of keyboard that is, but some keyboards can automatically play notes, and they can be programmed to automatically play notes. It depends on what he has. I don't know what model this is.
4 days later, this happens. It's 3 in the morning when the man and his girlfriend, who was staying the night, wake up to strange noises.
Did you say girlfriend spending the night? I mean, I don't know about all these Bibles and crosses with that going on. Just saying. No, this is why you have a demon.
Voy a grabar este video porque
It's the sexual promiscuity.
nuevamente se están escuchando en el apartamento ruidos. Son las
He's really into
3 de la
showing the
mañana
time.
con
It's
16 minutos y
fascinating. Why would we care what time it is?
se la sala.
Sí.
Esta vez no estoy solo, esta vez estoy con mi novia que por fin decidió venir a acompañarme, pues
Who
estaba
finally
asustada debido a
decided to
todas estas
accompany
cosas que
me.
están pasando. ¿Dónde es eso, amor?
La cocina.
That sounded like a sound effect. I'm not saying it was. That was like the perfect glass breaking sound effect. Let's take our time.
Señor bendito. Amor, quédese acá, yo voy solo, amor.
Yo.
Yeah, this whole like I just started recording just before the paranormal activity started thing is interesting. It's like with the clown video that we just saw. It's like he starts recording and then he hears the thump. Ooh, it's like, why were you recording, right? But there's no mention of like something happening before then. And just here, he's just like, so it's 3:16 a.m. and I just started recording, and then the glass shattering starts. It's like, oh, funny that.
En el nombre de Jesús, manifiéstate.
Reveal yourself. Why would you want that? My man's got a poster of Annabelle. You've got a poster of Annabelle up. Oh, okay, this is fake as shit, man. I mean, I knew that before that, but I mean, come on. They're not it's like they're not even keeping character, because the whole story was set up as just like, this man is terrified. He's deeply religious. He has Bibles everywhere. He's got crosses everywhere. He's constantly singing worship songs. And this demon just won't leave him alone. And then what do we see? An Annabelle poster. Oh, okay. You're a fan of horror. That's all it is. You're a horror fan and you made a creepy ghost video.
¿Estás viendo, amor? ¿Estás viendo?
You're having fun.
Cuidado con la cocina. Manifiéstate en el nombre de Jesús. Te ordeno que te manifiestes.
If I was Jesus, I'd be like, will you just leave me alone? Keep my name out of it, okay?
Mira, amor, mira. ¿Ves que no tiras, amor? Es un vaso.
A cup. Dun dun dun.
Mira, todos los cajones están abiertos.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think the glass shattering was?
Strangely, the wind chimes move on their own, and the kitchen appears to be ransacked.
Ransacked?
It's late at night, and the man is once again woken
He's
up by
showing the
mysterious
clock again.
noises when
He's
this
showing the
is
clock
captured.
again. Oh my god. Stop showing the clock. We don't care what time it is. It's obvious by how dark or light it is when it happens. I guess the demon's gotten bored of playing piano notes, huh? Why is the footage so much darker here than it was earlier? Is anyone else noticing that? It's like super dark. I thought the other one happened at 3 a.m. too. Did the demon ransack the kitchen again by throwing a napkin on the ground or something? Okay. Listen closely to the footsteps sound. Do you hear that? It's not the stomping. There's noise in between the stomping Something that you might hear in, say, an audio sound effect file. Man, I was gonna have a more sympathetic angle on this actually until I saw the stuff that looks kind of fake. Because at first I was just like, I think you can freak yourself out a lot, especially with religious stuff. I've known people throughout my life that have been kind of like this, not this extreme with it, but they can freak themselves out about a lot of different things when they've got rooms that look like this, or whatever else. But yeah, like I said, as it went on, it seemed kind of obvious that, because I don't know where those crosses were, but they weren't anywhere that he showed. And this whole, like, I've got 17 Bibles and 37 crosses and I'm devoutly religious. It's like, okay, but then you got these like movie posters up. You got your girlfriend spend the night. No judgment. I'm just saying it just doesn't really track with the devoutly religious thing. It seems more like you kind of made that up to make a narrative for your ghost video. He kept saying, like, in the name of Jesus, leave. And then he randomly was like, in the name of Jesus, reveal yourself. I was like, what? You don't say that. If I was Jesus, I'd be offended by that. I'd be like, you're invoking my name to make them reveal themselves for your little viral video? Excuse me.
In early January of 2023, a woman named Nancy Malkin had a very strange encounter with something in her child's bedroom. Nancy says that the reason she had went up to her son's bedroom in the first place was because she saw something quite unusual on the security camera that's placed in his room. She had woken up from a nap before looking over at the camera's live feed and seeing a strange orb flying around her son's toys.
Oh no, not the orb.
It would seem to zip around in a strange way and react to objects it touched as though it had a mind of its own. Now, Nancy had been looking at this orb for quite some time. More than 5 minutes have passed since initially spotting the mysterious orb, and still, it continued to float around in the same spot. Now, curious as to what exactly was being caught on camera, she walks over to her son's room, but strangely, finds nothing there. Nothing visible could be seen with her naked eye.
That's too bad. I guess it was nothing. On to the next one.
She could still see the ball of light floating around the same spot. In this short clip, Nancy's observing the orb via the security camera's live feed on her phone. Mind you, that without the phone, she can't see anything in person. While looking at the live feed, she sees the ball of light moving frenetically. Watch.
I mean, if it's just an orb thing, then... Is it only going to be in that area, or is it going to move around more?
Now, at one point, Nancy starts to communicate with the orb. She tells it to touch her hand when something pretty interesting happens. The orb quickly moves away from her hand as though she had scared it. Nancy decides to leave this mysterious orb alone and call it a day. The orb continues to fly around the same spot even after she goes. But only minutes later, after rechecking the camera, the orb is no longer there. It had simply vanished. Ever since recording this, the orb hasn't shown itself again. Nancy believes that this mysterious orb might have been the spirit of a child, as it kept floating around her son's toys.
That's a bit of a stretch, I feel like. That's a leap. The orb is the spirit of a child. Okay. And you're basing that off the fact that it was in your child's room? We're just really basing any kind of claim off of literally any kind of evidence. Okay.
Perhaps it just wanted to play with them, as Nancy states. But whatever it might have been, she claims that this mysterious orb was intelligent as it responded to everything she did. To this day, she still questions what this ball of light was doing inside her son's bedroom.
Okay, so that's it? Oh my god. Man, we spent like 8 straight minutes with the piano prankster. And then that one was like 30 seconds, dude. I just so far I love that these ghosts and demons are just like, they're just not doing anything sinister. It's like they're just like, I'm playing a piano note. I mean, like that guy at the end, he was just like, the ghost pushed me. Mom, the ghost pushed me.
There's an apartment in Poland where something very strange has been going on. The man who lives there claims that whenever he's by himself, he can't help but feel as though someone else is inside. When his roommates are gone and he has the place to himself, weird noises happen out of nowhere. Now, what makes these occurrences extra strange is that they always seem to happen during the nighttime. Knowing when they usually occur, the man has his phone ready in hand and proceeds to record the following video. No one else is home when this is captured.
I love it whenever they clarify that. Now, when this was happening, no one else was home, so don't even ask. Okay? Before you even say anything, yeah, no one else was in the house, okay? Not paid actors, not my friends helping me go viral, okay? No one. It was just me.
Hej, ogólnie to od jakiegoś czasu cały czas coś właśnie tak.
Wait, hang on. I need to rewind. Why were you recording? It's an instance of them recording like just before the thing happens.
Jakiegoś czasu cały czas.
Are you just vlogging in the dark?
Cały czas coś właśnie takie dziwne hałasy. Ja pierdolę, co to? Jak?
You know what makes this frustrating too is that sometimes with these lights thing, like even if you can see the switch and no one's pressing it and the lights turning on and off, they have smart lights now, so they can just be turned on and off from a device remotely, and it's like now that's not even reliable, you know? Or the lights can be programmed to automatically. Why are you looking in the corner, man? He keeps saying the same thing. What the fuck? Bro, I'm gonna fuck this ghost up. Hey, ghost, where are you? I'm gonna fuck you up. I go to the gym, bro. Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Come on out. Show yourself. In the name of Jesus, show yourself. So here, he turns the light on, right? And we know where the switch is. It's been established multiple times.
Back to his room.
And then it turns off here.
Eerily, the light
And the way that he responds to this is he turns to his left.
switch, which he...
Why would he turn to his left? It's just a strange reaction.
Now this wouldn't be the end of it, as only a few nights later, something just as creepy happens. It's nighttime
can't wait.
when the man recording hears banging noises outside his door. With his heart pounding in his ears, he records this.
So his friend has time to hide? No, he's alone in the house. I thought we established this, okay? Why are we zoomed in so crazy?
Nie, ja pierdolę.
Why? What happened? Sorry. Did I miss something? Doesn't this ghost have anything better to do than turn on faucets and waste water? Why'd he have his phone on? I'll go back and look in a second.
Co jest,
Again with
kurwa?
the faucet. Stop, wait, you're giving me motion sickness.
Whoa!
Like something straight out of a horror movie, the man peeks out from his bedroom, peering into the darkness of the hallway to see if anyone's there. Finding nobody inside the bathroom, the man quickly walks back to his room, but stops in his tracks upon noticing the sudden mess in the kitchen. Appearing as though a massive earthquake had struck the place, the man runs back into his room in full terror before ending the video. It's unknown if the man continues to live inside the apartment, as no updates or new videos have been posted.
Won't some investigative journalist give us the update? Do you still live in the haunted apartment? So he notices that the bathroom is open and that the water's running. He's looking over there. He comes in here. Now, how long does this last? He keeps like swiveling around. He's driving me crazy. Okay, you know what? There's a reason why people do that, isn't there? There's a reason why people suddenly are just like, it's to hide cuts. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, because he just starts like what is this? What is this right here? Everything's consistent here. Da 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 da, and then suddenly this. I mean, it doesn't have to be, because like you kind of see a little bit, but it just seems like a little. Seems a little sudden. Like look at this slit right here, right? It kind of, we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames with it, right? We've got 6 frames with that in view. And then here for this depression right here, we've got 1, 2, 3. It seems like that could be a cut. See, it's like, I think right here, right there. Because like, why does he move the camera like that? Why does he come in and go? It's such a weird movement to make. That's not actually that much ransacking that needs to be done there. So like maybe there's no cut and they just did it while he was in the bathroom, because he's not in there for very long. There's only 4 things that have to happen. You just have to, really it's 3 motions. It's this for the upper cabinet, that for the lower, and then you put the chair on the ground. That's a pretty lightweight chair too. It's not heavy. It's one of those like cheap, metal chairs, right? So that's 3 total motions. So there might also not be a cut, because he's in here for how long? We'll say about 15 seconds. I mean, I could do 3 motions like this in about 15 seconds. Whoa! Look at that ransacked kitchen. That's my explanation. I want to see something actually. Because that one was all about the kitchen, right? Now, in the first video that he does he even give a shit about the kitchen when he's going back? Because he looked in the kitchen on the way to the bathroom and on the way back. But does he do that in the first video? I'm curious. Sorry to be spending so much time on this one. I just find it kind of fascinating. See, he's concentrating on the light. Does he look in the kitchen at all? No, he's totally concentrated on the bathroom in this one. Doesn't give a shit about what's happening in the kitchen. He's not going to do a before shot or an after shot of the kitchen on this one. It's only on the next one that he cares for some reason. Yeah, so that says to me even more that second clip is kind of sus, because he's like setting up the before shot for the kitchen. And let's get the after shot for the kitchen. Oh my god, it's ransacked!
Might there be an explanation for all that's happened?
Might there be an explanation? Well, I don't see how there could be. He's alone in the house.
In this next video, 2 friends are hosting a live stream when something pretty spooky is captured live.
This is the live stream? I'm not trying to be mean, but just as someone who does this type of shit for a living, I find it fascinating that this is the live stream. Horrible camera angle. And what are we supposed to be watching?
Now, the 2 boys in this video often do live streams while playing video games late at night. It just so happens that this particular incident took place during an all-nighter, where around 5 in the morning, a strange noise is heard in the kitchen. The 2 usually play in the living room, so the noise was close by when it happened.
See, there's so much headroom on them. Like, it's not a tight angle at all. If you're gonna... First of all, is there gameplay footage on this stream, or is it just these 2 jokers and lawn chairs over here? Like, the reason that there's so much room overhead is because they're getting ready to show you something spooky. That's the only possible explanation for why, like, 90% of the shot is above their heads showing the background.
The boys thought it was a family member who was grabbing a morning snack, so they shrugged it off and didn't think much of it. But later on, something happens that grabs their full attention and prompts them to end the live stream immediately. While playing in the dark, this happens.
Where's their microphones? Wow. So there's no gameplay footage? I'm sorry, I can't get over that this is the stream. Also, what game are they playing? What sounds are these? Do you guys watch streams? Have you ever seen a stream before in your life? We're not confident in our acting abilities, so how about when the scary thing happens, I'll be slightly out of frame and you'll be so far in the background nobody will be able to see your face.
At first, the fridge door seemingly opens on its own, as though someone had gone over to grab a snack. At least that's what the two boys thought, considering that one of them has a brother who wakes up around this time to cook something up.
They're obsessed with the snack
thinking that he left the fridge door open
explanation.
by accident, one of them gets up to close it. But as they walk back, this happens. A chair swiftly moves on its own by more than a few inches, causing both friends to freeze in their tracks. It was at this point that they both knew that something unexplainable had occurred. Something supernatural. Viewers believe so too.
Viewers? What viewers are watching this? What viewers are watching like two guys like sit in chairs with like an entire room, empty room, most of the frame, with you hearing the gameplay but not seeing it? Who is watching this?
Had something paranormal occurred? Or had something else happened here?
I think these guys had an idea for content. That's what I think. I think there was some content shenanigans happening here. It's like all this stuff was just like, well, how did the chair move? Like the chair doesn't even matter. Why would you ever have this camera angle? That's the most damning evidence that it's set up. Because nobody in their right mind would ever have this camera angle and for this to be the stream unless they were planning to do something in the background. Okay, well, we want to have the chair be in sight. We want to have the fridge be in sight. It would just be a shame if the camera angle was tight enough on them that the fridge and the chair were out of frame. You wouldn't be able to see what we're planning then. Also, what game is this? What game is this? Tea Kettle the game? What are they playing? Sliding glass door opening the game? We gotta read the comments on this one. I'm very curious. Now, this is their newest video, so... Okay, but the first house just looks terrifying in itself. That's what I was saying! That's what I was saying! I'm glad that even though Jacob's afraid of Jeffrey, he's not a cruel man and puts a heater on in the basement for him. True. This is about the 20th video I've seen of ghosts stomping upstairs or just rushing at the living. I find it hard to believe that all the ghosts around the world got together and make a plan. Well, not only do they make a stomping plan, but they stomp exactly the same way every time. These are very nice ghosts though, overall. I'm very surprised. These ghosts are actually really cool. Like the most that they do is like, I played a silly piano note. I ransacked the kitchen by knocking over one glass cup. I opened the fridge for a midnight snack. All of the ghosts in Spirits and Nukes videos are like, they tried to kill them. This person disappeared, never to be seen again, murdered by the ghost. Like, it's all these like evil, awful, like demonic ghosts. And then all the ones on this channel are these like, I was just playing a little prank. As a kid, I can confirm that this is spooky as hell. All right, step aside, adults. Strip Access the Kid can confirm that this is officially spooky as hell. If Jeffrey is gonna act like he owns the place, he needs to start paying rent. I think that's pretty fair. You know what? If you're not gonna dump Jeffrey into a landfill, which I don't understand at all, then yeah, you're the only channel left that uploads actually scary real videos. Do I just have a different standard for actually real scary videos? Gotta respect the first dude's guts. The fact that he's just living in that house while a literal demon is always sitting in one spot. Give him a year and he's gonna have cat-like reflexes toward every sound he hears. I think you gotta respect the grind if you're gonna respect anything. First of all, he's living in a house that looks haunted. First of all, we don't even know if he lives there. He is filming in a place that looks genuinely haunted, and he refuses to get rid of or dispose of the clown doll that came with the house, okay? It's not really guts. It's more just like he sees dollar signs, maybe.